And a big shout out to you, though it is what it is. Vincent Negron, Lionel Matthews, Harry Broggins. These were the closest. Jeremy De Silva, still to this day, the only one, but he stayed. You know, we played here, we did things here. Look, these are areas that they have for workouts. Pitiful. I wouldn't want to work out there. Look at this. I wouldn't want to work out there at all. Now, why can't we clean it up, paint it a little bit brighter, make people see it driving past? Look, this is supposed to be like the meeting area. Look, this looks like fun, right? That looks entertaining, right? It's real entertaining, doesn't it? Let's take into account, again, very entertaining, very eye-appealing. Really makes you want to get involved. No, not at all, not one little bit. So, you know, just throwing ideas out there. Let's do something with it. And as I was saying, when it comes to security for these commercial buildings, it's not that. It's not the reason why we can't play in there. There's way worse places in Staten Island that they've made accessible to the public that we can walk around and play in. Why can't we do it here? This is land that's been like this since I was a child. It's been basically forbidden land. For whatever the reason is, it's forbidden. Okay. Whatever the legends are, swamp monsters, there is a swamp over there in there. We did go on there a few times in the winter. I can't say it wasn't scary, but it was, thinking there was a swamp monster in there. But, you know, if it's an issue for security, well, let's look at it this way. We have police sitting around doing absolutely nothing. And I'm not saying it's their fault, I'm saying it's the position they're put in. They're on the clock, but there's yet nothing to do. You understand? Not that crime doesn't exist, there's just nothing to do where they are. So why not have them patrol the park once an hour? You know, from each side, every entrance, you know, they all meet up and then walk and then pass each other in the center. And then, you know, continue on their merry ways, turn around and walk it back. I'm just throwing it out there again, ideas. These are things that definitely could be done, should be done. Yet, let's see, I'm going to be 40 in a few days, weeks, and it's been like that my entire life. The park on the end of my street, dedicated to one of the Cropsey murders victims, wasn't built. Hold on, gotta run across the street. This is how real it is. I'm out here, and I want you guys to understand I'm gonna keep doing this until somebody does something. But, you know, that park on the end of my block, it was barren land. Not barren, but unused. There were trees, and it was heavily populated, but more of the vermin and rodent kind. But nevertheless, it was there. We played in it. We played in the woods. You know, walked the dogs through it, but essentially it was just a breeding ground for mosquitoes in the middle of our beautiful neighborhood. But, you know, when I was about 15, 16 years old, the park that had always been Jennifer's Playground finally became Jennifer's Playground. So here we are, almost in August of 2023. And I'm starting this. I'm starting to speak up about this. Now, I'm not telling you people that this is always going to be what my channel is. But for right now, every time I got something on my mind, I think you guys should know. And whether it has something to do with Staten Island or the world or something I saw on YouTube, if I think it's a good topic and it's something to talk about, we'll talk about it. Or once these touch you guys, if they do, you know, tell me. Tell me what you want to talk about. Tell me if you're from where I'm from. Tell me about things you think you could change in your neighborhood. You know? Not all of Staten Island is horrible. Where I'm from isn't horrible. It's very, very gorgeous. To a point where, you know, you feel comfortable. Yeah, there's Karens everywhere. But that goes without saying. You've got Karens in the hood. That should be a movie. Karens in the Hood. Maybe even a show. Maybe a spin-off of this, Karens in the Hood, where we'll follow Karens and point them out. Nah, that's a joke. I wouldn't embarrass people. Though it would be funny as hell. But I think we might be onto something. I think if we all do this, and I think if people start noticing me and what I'm talking about, we might actually be able to change this thing before I make it and leave Staten Island. I'm lying. I would never leave. I would definitely purchase the home I live in, which is my childhood home, and go on about it. You know, maybe not live here all the time, but 6 months out of the year, I'm definitely back home. Definitely want to spend Christmas in Staten Island. I love it. The option, the wait, the gamble of is there not snow, you know? And then you don't even be mad though it don't snow on Christmas, but you'll be like, okay, 3 days later there's snow, so fuck it, Merry Christmas. Snow on Christmas. You still tell everybody, oh yeah, it snowed on Christmas. That's just Staten Island shit. I guess maybe that's everywhere shit. That's just the way people act. Well, anyway, I'm starting to ramble, so get back to me, y'all.